Well, the upgrade to Hero Honda's multifaceted Karizma has been a long time coming, but the ZMR is now here. Has it been worth the wait? Let's find out. The Karizma was launched way back in 2003. Cosmetic upgrades aside, it has remained unchanged all these years. The next gen, the ZMR, has certainly taken its time to come. To try and catch up with the developments of the past 7 years, Hero Honda has added oil cooling for optimal performance in hot conditions or when riding hard. Fuel injection has also been added in the spec sheet. The result is an increase of 1 bhp in power to 17.6 bhp. Which means when you bring the throttle back for the dash from 0 to 100, the Karizma ZMR. Oh my God! That Pulsar 220 is blazing quick. Oh boy, that was Nikhil on the Pulsar 220 TTSI, and it just blew the Karizma ZMR away. That's despite being armed with a plain old carburetor. It's also got an oil cooler, but what it has is way more grunt. With 21 bhp of power, the P220 really does take the ZMR on without breaking a sweat. In the run from 0 to 60, the ZMR takes 4.58 seconds. To the 220's 3.77 seconds. Keep the throttle pulled back till 100 and the P220 pulls out a gap of 1.5 seconds over the Karizma. It doesn't get much better for the ZMR, as the top vac of the P220 at 133 km/h earns it the fastest Indian tag. That's 4 km too many for the ZMR's 129 km/h top vac. So, where does the ZMR strike back? In terms of absolute performance, the fuel injection doesn't seem to have made that much of a difference, but when it comes to power delivery, there is a slight improvement in the crispness with which the power is laid down. The civilized ZMR can't quite beat the brutish Pulsar 220 in the roll-on test either. Snap the throttle to overtake slow-moving traffic and you'll find that the P220 and the ZMR run neck and neck at lower speeds. From 20 to 40 in second, there's hardly any difference. The run from 40 to 80 in third gear also shows both bikes running on par. Fine, the ZMR's high-tech engine may not set the roads on fire, but there is one area where it excels. I've got no complaints about the ride and handling. The ZMR with its gas shock absorbers at the rear feels nice and pliant at low speeds. At high speeds it's still in control, and the handling. You just need a light touch to send it traveling into the direction that you want to go in. Light and precise, the ZMR carries on in the Karizma tradition by offering a confident and easy feel, even when ridden spiritedly by newbie riders. The Pulsar 220 in comparison doesn't feel quite as nimble. It needs a bit more muscle to turn into corners. And while it rides quite well, it doesn't have the ZMR's finesse over the bumps or the rough stuff. So if you're planning to go up mountain roads, it's the ZMR that will put a bigger smile on your face. The ZMR also rules the fuel efficiency department. It will have to make way fewer stops for fuel as it manages 43 km per litre on the highway, while the Pulsar 220 manages only 34.3. In the city too, the Karizma returns a more solid 37.4 km per litre to the P220's 33.4. Adding all that up on long runs will give the ZMR a distinct advantage, building its touring credentials rather well. With all the hard points argued, Nikhil and I sat down to pick out the bike that had our vote. So now we're sitting down and hammering out the finer points on what's giving these motorcycles their little bit of an edge over the other. So Nikhil, the Karizma's body panel, what do you think?
I'm not a fan. It looks too bulbous from front. It looks like a Suzuki, which it shouldn't.
The The headlamp really does look like a Suzuki, and that's a Honda. I mean a Hero Honda, but for me the old Karizma used to look really nice and light. This looks kind of bulbous and heavy at the front now. But when it comes to features, how are they doing here?
Okay, both bikes have clip-on handlebars, front and rear discs, gas charge, shock absorbers, digital speedometers, but I think the Pulsar is the better of the two.
All around really, but it's got a couple of rough edges there.
Yeah, it may not be as refined, it may not be as well put together as ZMR.
Yeah, that's clearly the Karizma. I mean, that has been the Karizma's forte, and even the ZMR. Everything feels really well put together. It has this nice refined air.
But despite that, the Pulsar is faster.
It's faster, but the ZMR has better fuel efficiency. And on that point, handling. I think the Karizma does still feel better to throw around corners.
Yep.
Yet, the seating position.
The seating position, it's too upright.
It doesn't feel as sporty as it did when it was launched originally, the Karizma. The ZMR, it's more like a tourer today. And at 1 lakh rupees, it is a bit pricey. So the extra 20k that you'll be paying, 25k that you're paying, is really not cutting it, is it? Because performance is around about the same, fuel efficiency is
marginally more.
So if you want an outright performance, straight line motorcycle, the P220 is for you. And if you want a Hero Honda Karizma, the ZMR might be for the guys who want the latest and the best tag to go along with it, while the Karizma should do the trick for most.